Well, the first thing to say is there is no fuel shortage. There really isn't. There is. There was a slight hiccup in one company, and it's just been a situation of mass hysteria. I really can't say anything other than that. There is no shortage of fuel. This is not like the fuel strikes of the early 2000s. It is not like anyone's on strike and stopping tankers getting through to petrol stations. This is purely and simply people panicking, going and putting idiotically small amounts of fuel in and creating massive queues. It is just insane.
Duncan, what you just said is music to my ears there, because you probably missed the start of my programme, but I was just saying exactly that. And I was actually calling on people just to calm down. We're going to have so many problems perhaps going forward that the last thing we ought to be doing is creating our own. Nonetheless, though, Duncan, I've seen quite a lot over the weekend and today, various politicians jumping, in my mind, jumping on this situation in order to score political points, whether it's bashing the government because apparently they should have done more, whether it's criticising Brexit for causing this in some people's minds. Let me ask you, what can be done going forward? Are you suggesting, as I think you might be, that if people just buy normally, we'll naturally come out of this? Or do you think there's more to it than that?
I think if people bought normally, yes, we would come out of it. I think the problem is that people won't just buy normally without a little bit of reassurance. Really, the first thing I would do is ban anyone from filling up anything other than a vehicle. The second thing I would do is I would even consider putting a minimum fuel delivery on, so that you have to buy £15 or £20 worth. And if you only put £5 worth in, you still got to pay £20. That'll concentrate people's minds. Quite frankly,
well, wouldn't that
this could all be
though? Because what if you don't have 20 quid? What if you only need to get yourself to work tomorrow?
Don't put fuel in your car. Don't put fuel in your car. I mean, it really is a case of you're showing pictures of people queuing up. A lot of those people will be putting very small amounts of money into small amounts of fuel into their vehicles. It's unnecessary. If people have confidence that they can get the fuel that they need on Thursday this week, then this will all just disappear. It really is totally unnecessary, and it's nothing to do with Brexit. It's nothing to do with COVID. Actually, it is just fear mongering has resulted in this.
Let me take you right back to the start of this, or at least the start when people became first aware, which was at the end of last week. There was some talk about a few, very small number of petrol forecourts not being able to get their supplies. What caused that right initially? Not at the weekend with this ridiculousness, but before that?
The supply chains are under quite a lot of pressure, not just fuel, but all supply chains at the moment. And what is happening is the supermarkets and large retailers are hoovering up a lot of drivers by paying extra wages. And that's fine. That's how the market operates. Some of the fuel suppliers were a little bit slow and have not increased their wages, perhaps in the way that they should have done, have lost a few drivers, but this is very peripheral stuff. It is not core market whatsoever. And unfortunately, what's happened is little hiccups have turned into major problems, partly, I think, because people have seen in their supermarkets shelves not full. For the first time in their lives, many people are seeing items of fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, not in the shops. Sometimes we're running out of chicken in some shops, and they're associating that supply chain problem with fuel, and it's a panic. In all fairness, the fuel companies, the fuel distribution companies have more or less a full complement of staff, pretty close to full. They're the best paid, or amongst the best paid lorry drivers in the country, and quite frankly, they're working flat out at the moment, just trying to keep pace with the excessive consumption.
Okay, so Duncan, just so I'm absolutely clear, and I'll remind my viewers again, my message to my viewers at the start of my programme was keep calm and carry on just doing your normal purchasing. I think that you echo that, and one of the things that I don't want to start happening over all of this, which I know is happening, is people are getting very abusive again, unfortunately, towards Brexiteers, blaming this entirely on Brexit in the most part. So you mentioned you don't think that is the case. So I just want to end on that point. In your mind, Brexit, has it played the role?
Not in the fuel problems that we're experiencing at the moment. It's nothing to do with Brexit at all. Other supply chain issues have been affected by Brexit, but that's a different story, and we're talking about fuel.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.